Okay, I'm so sorry for disappearing for 2 weeks. Life's been so fucking busy, goddamn, in 2 weeks. Not to mention the fact that I've been swamped with personal projects and other stuff, family stuff. The list goes on. Anyway, I did actually manage to get to convention with my friends, and we had an amazing time. Did I last long enough for Idolfest? No, the fuck I didn't, but I was at least there for an hour. Hopefully I'll manage to do more next year. At least I got myself some light sticks. We managed to actually fight fucking light sticks. I also got in contact with an old friend, so that's been taking up a lot in my mind. So yeah. But now it's more worrying about if I'll get into the school that I applied for because I'm a reserve, blah blah blah. If not, then I guess I'll have to get a job until next time I can apply. So, yay. I love being an adult. Don't look at my bank account. It's not fun. Anyway, we're back with Seduce Me the Otome. I have semi drawn up a schedule for after this video. I'm gonna put the 2 games that I didn't play during these 2 weeks on as the next couple of, or like the next 2 videos on the new schedule, so I don't technically miss it. But yeah, so sorry again for disappearing, but shit happens. We're back to Seduce Me the Otome though. So, oh my god, ow. Bro, my whole body is like fucking stiff as shit. Ugh, that's what you get when you go out partying. Anyway, I slowly felt my exhaustion take over. I let sleep consume me as I drifted into the darkness in my mind. Everything was peaceful. I was happy. But hello? This wasn't here when I played the first game. Is this because of the completed? Bro, do not put sub. Oh, thank God. Okay, there it is. Thank God. I thought it was just gonna end and then I didn't have a video. That scared the shit out of me. No. Oh my fucking God. Diana! I opened my eyes to see a woman staring down at me with a very sly smirk on her face. I opened my mouth to scream in fright, but a hand quickly covered my mouth.
No screaming now. Too early, silly girl.
Her voice acting does something to me. I could only stare up at the woman above me. I felt weak, not having the strength to move or fight her off. What was going on and why was she here?
Why do the boys like you? You're unique, yes, but that can't be all that you have going for you.
I'm autistic, so I have a lot going for me. Probably something more undiagnosed, but who the fuck knows? I'm a woman, so I can't have diagnosis. Rage began to consume my core again. This woman, whoever she was making me mad. She must have known. She let another smirk grow onto her face.
Ooh, you're feisty. That could be why.
Sorry. I am feisty, damn it. Before I could bite her hand in anger, she removed her hand from my lips, standing up and staring down at me from her place next to my bed. I quickly sat up and glared daggers at the intruder. She was very beautiful, but I felt more anger than amazement. Who the hell are you, and why are you in my room? That sounded more like confused than actually angry, but pop off. The woman began to laugh, making the rage inside me increase. I wanted to punch her, but I waited for her to answer.
How silly of me. I forgot that we demons are not well known of in your world. You can call me Diana, little human.
I kind of like it when she calls me that. Diana. A demon? You're a demon.
I am, but I'm much more than just an average demon.
What do you mean?
Silly girl. I'm a succubus.
I stared at Diana in shock. A succubus. First incubi. Now a succubus. Great, I had met both genders of sex demons. Diana crossed her arms under her bosom and looked at my body.
Well, you are pretty.
I don't think I'm pretty, but I do have a fat ass, according to my best friend.
But you seem very reckless. Too reckless.
Hey, being reckless is kind of part of my charm. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even have to try. When I don't want any sort of man in any capacity, that's when they all come out of the woodwork and it's like, the fuck are you doing here? I moved out and stood from the bed, still glaring at Diana. Why are you here?
Oh, I just wanted to see who my competition was.
Girl, competition?
For the boys, of course. They don't belong here, and yet here they remain. I want to know why and remedy this little issue.
Okay, the thing is, you don't need all of them. You just need one. You just need one. Take James. I do not care for James, if I'm gonna be honest. No, actually, take Sam. I do not care for Sam. I care about James a little bit more than I care for Sam. This girl was seriously pissing me off. Issue? What issue? They want to stay here so they can.
Silly, uneducated human. You don't understand the important roles these boys play in the abyssal planes. You keeping them here is practically imprisonment.
Bro, last time I checked, they broke into my house. I'm not keeping them here. They just fucking voled yesterday. You have about 10 seconds to leave.
Is that a threat? How cute. What are you going to do? Kill me?
I can try. And if I do?
You barely have the strength to stand, little human. I can rip the rest of your energy out and knock you into a coma. You'll never be able to wake up again.
Touch me at all.
Enjoy every minute of it.
I mean, if you say so. I felt my body freeze and heat up almost painful, up to an almost painful haze. Sorry, I'm eating candy. My mind began to feel fuzzy as Diana stepped to me and caressed my cheek.
Now, you're going to listen to everything I say without any questions. Got it?
Yes, ma'am. I nodded.
Good. I plan to bring the boys back to the abyssal planes. Why? So that I can take my place as queen of their realm. They have no reason to be here in this silly little world, so I'm going to make sure they return home. Okay, Pumpkin?
I kinda like that. I'm not even gonna lie. I nodded, but growled. My rage couldn't be concealed despite the hold I was under. You evil bitch.
Call me evil all you want, dearie.
Oh, fuck.
Evil. You're just in my way.
I'm fine. Oh my god. I felt Diana lean into my ear and whisper, making me unconsciously shiver in both. Oh, fuck. That's what you get when the candy, like, crumbles. Oh, that was weird. Making me unconsciously shiver in both pleasure and annoyance.
Now, be a good little human and go to bed. I'll make sure they're gone before you get home tomorrow from school. Make sure to say goodbye in the morning.
Imagine the prolonged eye contact as I, like, take the covers off, hop back into bed, put the covers on me as I, like, lean back, still, like, glaring at her. I felt my body move on its own to lay in the bed and cover itself with my bed sheets. I glare at Diana the entire way down. Diana laughed at my futility. I'll get you.
Oh, please do.
All of a sudden, her voice deepened and became cold and demonic. Demonic. Ugh. It's demonic, not demonic. Or is it? I don't know. I'm not smart enough for that. Sending a violent, scared shiver down my spine. Her red eyes practically illuminated in the darkness of my room as she glared at me.
Give me a reason to make your life a living hell.
I gritted my teeth, trying to fight back against a hold on me. She couldn't have been that tough. She needed energy to survive, right? I was sure she couldn't have had enough to hold me down forever. Diana then laughed and returned back to normal.
Oh, and make sure you don't tell the boys I was here. I want my visit to be a surprise.
I'm surprised Damon hasn't busted down the door yet because he's like, I'm sensing something. He did that yesterday morning. Like, bruh. He could sense my dreams. What the fuck is wrong with it this time? Is he asleep? They don't actually need to sleep. If they have energy. They don't need sleep. Michaela, what is this plot hole? Explain. America, this is Kansas. This is not Arkansas. America, explain. I felt the hold on me disappear, allowing me to sit up and practically growl at Diana in rage. What's stopping me?
Then you must not care about your friends and family as much as you care for the boys.
I don't care for Sam. You can take him. I stopped and stared. What did she mean by that? Was that a threat to my family? Diana smirked at me, knowing the confusion behind my eyes.
Let's just say that if you tell the boys about me, I'll make sure that no one will care for you, and you'll be all alone in this little house until the day you die.
That doesn't feel as different as life is right now. I'm just kidding. My life is not actually that depressing. Unlike somebody's. Who said that? I could feel fear creeping into me. Alone? How could she do that? The word demon reverberated in my head, reminding me that I was facing off against something supernatural. A human with a shield versus a devil was one thing. A human on her own versus a demon was another.
Have a good night.
And with that, Diana sank into the floor through a magic purple pentagram, which disappeared as she vanished into the floor. I couldn't believe it. I had one problem, and now I had another? Instead of a crazy psycho devil who wanted to kill me and the boys, I had a succubus wanting to ruin my life and take the boys away. Could my life get any worse? No, I wasn't going to let her win. She's not as powerful as she looks. I know it. I had to mentally confirm it. She wasn't going to win. The boys wanted to stay with me. I let out a sigh before closing my eyes, affirming my plan of action. I thought it said affection for a second. No matter what she was going to do, I was going to beat her. Eventually, morning arrived, and the sun screamed at me to get up. Surprisingly, I woke up before my alarm clock once again, which was nice. I stretched out and quickly got dressed, getting ready for school. She expects me to say goodbye to the boys. I will say good morning and we'll see them when I come back. No way am I going to say goodbye. Hold on. Wait, where's H? Fucking Sam's torn shirt right there. It looks so stupid. I'm sorry. I think this man looks stupid in general. I scooped up my bag and headed downstairs to the dining room. Seeing the boys already eating a delicious selection of food, the smell made my stomach growl wildly as the sight of food drew me to walk further into the room.
Good morning, miss. Did you sleep well?
Before I could lie, hiding the incident in the back of my mind, Damien furrowed his eyebrows and stopped eating.
She's here.
Sam's like, the fuck you talking about? The boys looked to Damien in confusion while I cursed his ability silently in my mouth.
Damien, what's up with you? Of course she's here. She kinda owns the house.
Yeah, you guys broke in, remember? Damien looked to me, wanting me to explain for him. However, the threats that Diana gave me last night warned me to keep my mouth shut. Avoided? I shook my head, at Damien, not wanting to talk about it. Damien sighed and looked to James. James tilted his head and furrowed his eyebrows at Damien before looking to me.
Does anyone else live in this house?
No, just us.
Then who is Diana?
You tell me. My heart stopped. Damien was still able to read my mind. Oh, fuck. I need it. Hold on. Ugh. I couldn't help but glare at him, but he continued to press a hard, tell the truth gaze at me. I sighed. Damien was going to press the issue, so I had no choice but to speak. A girl named Diana came by last night.
Diana? Is she important?
Sorry, I had forgotten what his voice was like for a second. I was like, oh, right. This awoke like a fucking memory capsule in my brain.
Did she try to hurt you?
She's, succubus. That single word made the boys stop and stare at me. I looked to each boy, unsure of what was going through their minds. Should I have avoided it?
So, she's come to try and bring us back.
I don't know what you expected her to do.
She must really be desperate.
You think?
Well, what should we do now?
Don't ask me.
Nothing.
Don't ask me.
She'll give up eventually.
Sam, shut the fuck up.
Will she?
Exactly. The boys continued to look at me as if I knew the answers to that question. Damn it, Damien. She said if I told you, she'd make my life a living hell. She can't possibly do that, right? She's not a devil?
No, she isn't. However, she is a very powerful demon.
Great.
She's a master of mind manipulation and has been trained in illusion. Unlike other demons who use strength to get power, she uses her charisma.
I don't know if we ever take up this point in the second game. I don't have a memory of us doing that. Then again, I did not play Diana's route that fully through when I think about it. Again, because the game's not fucking updated to the, like, recent phones. So, you know. Still kind of upset about that. I miss being able to take breaks through my day. Like, I used to play this game in between classes and waiting for the teacher to open the door to the classroom to start class. That's what I used to do. Have my headphones in and just play the game over and over and over again. Though, to be fair, the reading parts wasn't exactly what I focused on. It was mostly the voice acting.
She has the power to make armies bow to her and obey her every whim. That's why she's so obsessed with us.
I don't think that correlates very well. Huh? What do you mean?
Well, she sort of has family ties to us. She was promised to marry one of us in exchange for more power.
Yeah, one of you. Fucking play rock, paper, scissors, come on.
She's just some whacked up hussy who doesn't know how to close her legs. She's not a real threat.
Bro, don't fucking talk like that.
Oh, really? I feel insulted.
Yeah, la. I like the fact that these two are the only ones who look surprised. The boys and I looked around the room, wondering where the voice came from. I felt cold sweat run down the back of my neck in fear, remembering what kind of power she had. At last, we saw Diana, but by the entrance of the kitchen, juggling a single red apple in her hand as she leaned against the archway. The boys quickly surrounded me, glaring at the intruder.
So, you took up a human name as well.
Beautiful name, isn't it? Well, for a human name, anyway.
What the hell do you want?
To bring you back, of course. However, you weren't supposed to know that I was coming. I completely forgot about that little mind-reading ability. My mistake.
That is a very big thing to overlook. This feels like bullshit. Diana pushed off from the archway and walked towards us, making the boys step closer to me. In a protective circle, Diana laughed.
My. What has the world come to? A group of demons protecting a human girl? I'll tell you right now, she's not that pretty. And from what I can tell, she's still a virgin.
From what you can tell, well, that assumption is very wrong. I, in fact, do not have my V card, so fuck you. My face grew red in complete anger and embarrassment. Hell nah! I stepped up, gently pushing the boys away to be face to face with Diana. I was furious, and she was about to feel my wrath. You are in my house. You are an intruder. You have no power here.
Oh, really? Do I have to remind you of the power I have, dear?
With a snap of her finger, my mind suddenly locked up, and I felt blank. I could see the world around me, but I lost control of my body. The boys quickly reformed around me, with James gripping onto Diana's wrist in anger.
You will leave this instant.
Or what? You'll kill me? I completely dare you to.
I love this woman.
Let me do it. I could use the workout.
Don't.
The boys looked to Damon, while Diana smirked at my blank state. I wanted to fight this hold, but her power held on to me.
And why not?
She wants us to kill her. If she dies, then civil war starts in the demon world.
Very good, sweetie.
What happens in the demon world doesn't concern us anymore. We live here now.
The demons will come to the human world and hunt us down before attacking each other.
Great. Awesome! The demons will come to the human world. All because of her?
You sneaky bitch.
With another snap of Diana's fingers, I was released from her hold, almost buckling to my knees.
Well, will you all change your minds? I assure you, it's for the greater good.
I expected the boys to say no. What I heard was complete silence. None of the boys replied to Diana, which made me both nervous and fearful as to why. Diana leaned her head back a bit, surprised for a different reason.
No. Well, I see.
Was silence truly them saying no to her? I looked around at the boys and saw the disobedience in their eyes, giving me my answer. I felt my heart flutter, especially when my eyes landed on Eric. He kept close to me, glaring daggers into Diana. I could feel that he was completely adamant in his choice to stay. I don't know what, but I was incredibly happy to know he wanted to stay. Diana sighed and pressed a finger into her temple, rubbing it gently.
Either all of you are playing a very convincing hard-to-get game, or you all must be out of your minds.
Fuck around to find out, I guess. Diana then looked to me, locking her gaze with mine, as if to read me. I could tell she wanted me to do something, but the boys would stop. Wait. But what? Huh? I need to read this again. I could tell she wanted me to do something, but the boys would stop her. So the stare was her only available action. After a small moment of silence, Diana licked her lips before breaking the gaze battle and smiling to the boys around me.
Very well. I guess I'll take my leave now.
What? Her leave? Was she serious? The boys around me straightened up and grew confused. Looks on their faces as Diana stepped back and away from us with a small bow, flaunting her cleavage. Yeah, I would definitely stare at that. Not sorry. Without another word, a deep purple pentagram appeared under her feet and Diana's body slowly sank into the floor. As her head vanished into the floor, the pentagram vanished. At once, the boys relaxed and slowly began to return to the spots at the table, each in deep thought.
She'll be back, but she won't kill us. She needs us alive.
You think she doesn't need me alive, though?
Whatever. We'll just keep saying no. She can't force us to come back.
Matthew?
She can't do anything but annoy us. Eventually, she'll give up.
You sure?
That's the hope anyway.
Jesus. Hopefully. Eric walked over to me and gently caressed my cheek, looking at me with concern.
She won't harm you, princess. I promise.
Fuck, I missed this. I nodded, feeling that he was telling the truth, or at least a hopeful and comforting thought. Eric gently took my hand in his and kissed my knuckles, however, making me blush and forget what I was thinking. The sound of collective chuckles and playful snickers whispered through the air, making me blush even more, but as Eric cleared his throat, the laughter stopped. I looked up to see he was glaring at his brothers with his lips on my hand. He and I pulled away from each other just as the sound of Naomi's car appeared. I quickly ate my food and waved to the boys and left, confident that nothing was going to happen. Never ever say that nothing will happen before the day is over. I avoided talking about the ride back home yesterday, saying that the ride was a one-time thing. I'll be riding with you guys from now on to and from school. The girls seemed very happy. We entered the school, quickly gathered our things from our lockers, and headed to class. There was no events, to our surprises. History wasn't exactly fun, but our teacher was great. At least he would have been great if he was in class that day. Naomi and Suzu took their seats around me, Suzu in front of me, Naomi beside me. Sorry, I need to fucking blow my nose before I fucking explode. I don't know why this happens when I do prolonged reading. It only happens when I do that. Seriously, how many people do need to drive through the neighborhood in the middle of the fucking night? Because I can tell you, I'm not fucking recording this, like, during the day. I need fucking nasal spray. Okay. Naomi and Suzu took their seats around me. Suzu in front of me, Naomi beside me. Before the class bell rang and the class was greeted by the dean.
Students, you'll be having a substitute for class today. Everyone meet
Miss Diana.
My heart stopped. At the door with the dean was Diana, looking over the students and smirking as her eyes landed on me. She strutted to the teacher's desk, ignoring or welcoming the whispers from the students before sitting on the wood and crossing her legs.
Thank you, Dean. You can go now.
With a wave of Diana's hand, the dean left the classroom, closed the door, and left the area. Diana smiled at us, making my stomach turn. What was she going to do?
So, history. History. Such a silly thing, isn't it? I mean, what do we care about the past? We're in the present.
The rest of the class, including Naomi and Suzu, hesitantly nodded in agreement, unsure about the new teacher, but willing to listen to more of what she had to say.
The present is so full of wonderful things. While the labors of the past are the reason we have many things, it is our chance and privilege to utilize what has been given to us.
You sound like a cult leader. Her charm was almost infectious. The class was practically starting to eat out of her hand. I looked around to see classmates grinning and agreeing with Diana. I pressed my lips together as I listened further. I had no choice.
What's even funnier about human beings is that some of the bits of history we hear as either made up or completely biased to one side. It's like a story you read as a child. You hear of the princess and the prince, and they live happily ever after. But what about the family she left behind? What of her friends?
The students listened and agreed intently to her words. I could tell, however, that these words were all targeted at me.
The original story of The Little Mermaid, a perfect example of biased opinion. Here we have a girl who thinks she can be with this prince, but this prince has to marry a princess. What would happen if the mermaid had her way? What makes the mermaid so important that the princess has to suffer the consequences?
This is where my autistic ass would literally, like, put my hand up and be like, yeah, well, the original tale by Hans Christian Andersen, what the fuck was his name? I can't even remember. The original tale did actually end up with the Little Mermaid turning to sea foam. She didn't actually get the prince. So I don't fucking know what you're talking about. You probably watched some Disney movies. Keep quiet. I kept my mouth shut. There was no way I was going to let her get to me. Despite her being the teacher, I was going to ignore her. There was no telling what she could do if I talked back. Diana looked at me, expecting me to speak, but I merely stared at her. A smirk graced her face, a glare graced mine. I didn't need to fight to win.
It's still something to think about, however, as we think of this story. It's so easy to believe that the mermaid was the heroine. But what of the poor princess? Why should the princess suffer the antics of a mermaid? The princess didn't do anything wrong to her.
Again, that Little Mermaid didn't technically get the happily ever after, so suck it. More nonsense. I knew this was all a subliminal message to me and to make me pity her. My anger didn't allow me any leeway to feel pity for her. How long was she planning to drag this out? She wasn't a real teacher. Diana continued to rave about the injustice of the princess had to suffer through, while the mermaid was in the prince's sight. To Diana, it was an injustice. To me, it was a fairy tale. The boys chose me. He chose me. She wasn't going to convince them otherwise, and I wasn't going to let her. Diana stretched her arms up, making an obvious sexual noise that made some of the boys in the class shift in their seats. I rolled my eyes.
Well, that's enough about fairy tales. After all, the Little Mermaid was fated to lose her prince in the original story anyway. It was for the better, though. The kingdoms, I'm sure, flourished, and the prince and princess lived happily ever after.
Okay, so that's when she takes up the original tale, only when it suits her fucking narrative. Fuck off. Not a word. I'm not going to dignify this with a response. As Angelica Schuyler once said, I could tell that she was trying to pull me to speak more and more. I knew she was wrong, but I wasn't intimidated enough to fall for her words and speak up. I decided to just watch and observe for the remainder of class. Her class had become a lecture and no one spoke, and she spouted nonsense. Diana then stopped talking and looked to the clock on the wall, reading it quietly. This class had barely begun. Why was she looking at the time? Diana then leaned back against the blackboard and smiled to us. I became worried.
You know what? School isn't important. Everyone, go ahead and head home. Take the week off.
Because she could do that. I hope you get into a fucking accident. I hate people speeding outside my house. The students suddenly began to chat happily or in confusion of the situation. Many thought it was a dream come true. Others knew better. Before anyone could protest, however, Diana pressed a finger to her lips and counted down with her fingers in the air. 3, 2, 1. The speakers of the classroom gently awoke, giving us an announcement we would never believe.
Attention students, due to an emergency faculty meeting, we will be closing school for the remainder of the day and this entire week. Please leave the school quickly and quietly and have a good rest of the week.
She used her powers on them. Damn it! I felt the need to stop her, but how could I stop a demon in the middle of a public area? Diana smiled before gesturing to the door.
Have a nice week off. School will resume next week.
If we even exist next week. Many of the students filed out, chatting to each other about new impromptu plans. Susie was beyond happy, but Naomi was hesitant. Before we could pack up and leave, Diana, however, stepped to us.
Excuse me, little miss. I'd like you to stay a little while. There's something we need to discuss.
Diana looked to Susie and Naomi. She snapped her fingers, making my friends tense up.
You two can head home. Don't worry about your friend until next week, okay? If you contact her, she won't reply, so don't bother. If she contacts you, ignore her, because she's just fine.
As if on command, Susie and Naomi left the room. I tried to march after them, but Diana stepped in my path, warning me with her eyes that if I followed, there would be hell to pay. I had lost my two friends, at least for the week. Diana and I were alone, just like she wanted. I slammed my hands on the desk in front of me and glared at Diana. What are you doing and what are you thinking?
What? Do I not make a good teacher? I figured you should have a little lesson, so I took matters into my own hands.
Whatever you're trying to do won't work.
You really think so, dear? And what makes you so sure about that?
Because the boys don't give a fuck. What was making me so sure? Why was I so confident? Were the boys worth this? My thoughts began to fill with doubt. All of the uncertainties about this whole ordeal began to cloud my mind. If the boys were ever found out, there'd be hell to pay. Was it worth it? What about Diana? What would she do to me? Would she make my parents forget about me completely? Would she ruin my friends' lives out of spite? In my gut, I felt a stone of confidence try to fight back, but the heaviness of my thoughts began to dissolve that stone little by little. What was going on with me? I looked up to Diana once again to see her gaze boring into my eyes. She was using her powers on me. This time, I was away from home, so I couldn't escape. Or could I? Did I want to? The way she stared at me made me feel warm and fuzzy inside my chest. I felt like melting. Diana lifted her hand under my chin and ran her thumb over my lips, licking her own. I could feel little shots of energy sipping from under my skin into my chin where she held me.
Now, let's have a little taste of that sweet, virginal sexual energy.
There's no virginals anywhere here. I watched as she leaned in, ready to kiss me and take my energy. Half of my body felt elation at the idea. The other half completely rejected it and didn't want her to even touch me. Eric... Suddenly, Diana stopped in her tracks.
Eric? Who is...
It then dawned on her.
Ah, one of the boys. Why did you tell me which boy is Eric?
I felt myself nod in compliance. The second. Diana giggled in reply before letting go of my face and stepping back.
Really? The sly second? with you.
I nodded once again, but this time it was partly my own decision to reply. Diana let out a sound that mimicked a cat's purr before stepping away from me.
Alright then. Well, if it's the second son you're infatuated with, you should really rethink your romantic options.
I'm not rethinking anything! I made my choice when I was... Oh my god, how old was I? Like, 13? I made my choice when I was, like, 13, 14. And I fucking stuck with it. Diana chuckled before kissing my nose, where I felt a shot of energy snap out of my body, almost making me dizzy and recoil. Diana then turned to the desk and sat on the wood, crossing her legs.
You can go now. Remember, no class for the rest of the week.
And how am I supposed to get home? My two friends left me here thanks to you.
Oh, were they your ride? My apologies. Let me help then.
Diana then lifted her hand and snapped her fingers. I suddenly felt the floor sink from underneath me, forcing me to look down. A purple pentagram surrounded my feet, pulling me into the ground. What? Whoa! Before I could fight, however, I sank fully into the floor, fading into darkness and shutting my eyes. As I opened them, I felt my silk sheets around me, soothing my anxiety from the darkness that had previously surrounded me. What the? Why did Diana bring me home? Was this an illusion? Was I being tricked? Something was going on. I sat up in bed, looking around me. I was indeed in my room. There was no mistake about that. Why? Diana is too strange. Was this a game? Was this a part of her plan to get the boys back? I was lost and confused more than ever, despite my logical thought trying to piece the puzzle that is Diana together. The more I tried to solve her, the less I understood about the situation I was in. I was interrupted, however, by my door suddenly opening, revealing the boys with Damien's hand on the doorknob.
Miss, what are you doing here?
Oh, now you notice something happening. Not when she first fucking broke in. Michaela.
Aren't you supposed to be in school?
Aren't you supposed to be in school? Oh, shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. That's the one line that fucking bugs the shit out of me. Shut up. Everybody shut up and get off my ass. I furrowed my brows and stared at Damien, asking him to answer the questions through my thoughts.
Diana sent her back here. She invaded her school and sent all the students back home.
What is that bitch up to? Seriously! Diana's playing around for no reason.
Say Tilo.
Maybe it's part of her plan.
How the fuck should I know? The boys continued to argue back and forth about Diana, fueling an almost jealous curiosity in me. Damien seemed too deep within the talking to notice my thoughts, for he didn't even stop talking alongside his brothers. Why was Diana after them? Why did she want to bring them back? What was so important about the boys that she would travel to the human world to get them? What was going on? I decided enough was enough. I needed answers. Hey! The boys stopped arguing. Oh, fuck. I'm getting ahead of myself again. Pause. Rewind. Play. The boys stopped arguing, staring at me in surprise. I held my hands in fists on my lap, mustering the courage to continue to speak despite my abrupt shout. Why is Diana here? Why does she want to bring you all back? What exactly did you all run from? Why did you run from it?
Miss,
Don't miss me. Please. I need to know what's going on. I won't be left in the dark about this. I want to know what I'm facing. The boys looked at each other hesitantly, unsure what to reply. Finally, Sam pushed Damien towards the bed, making him buckle and land on his knees with his torso over the edge of the mattress.
Damien, do the thing.
Do the thing! Julie, do the thing. Sorry, I recently, finished watching The Legend of Korra. Ooh. Oh my god, legendary reference. Shit's kinda peak, I'm not even gonna lie. The thing. What thing?
Sam, you're not suggesting.
Why not? She deserves to know everything, especially if Diana is targeting her.
For once, I appreciate you, Sam.
Sam's right.
I guess
For
we have no
once.
choice, then.
I was getting confused. What was Damien about to do? Damien stood before climbing onto the bed with me, sitting across from me, on his knees.
We are going to show you everything. You have to trust me, okay? The minute you stop trusting me, the vision will stop.
Well, that's one hell of a drawback. Vision.
Princess, please trust him.
I'll do whatever you say. Anything this man says! I looked to Eric, unsure what was going on, but I nodded. If this was the only way to learn, then this was my chance to know. Damien gently placed his hands on each side of my head, gently pressing his thumb into the skin above my eyebrows. I could only stare at Damien as his eyes began to glow gold, and energy began to be both pulled out of me and forced into my head. Within seconds, my vision went black once again. I wasn't sure what Damien was doing, but soon shapes and textures slowly began to appear around me. I found myself sitting on a stone floor in the middle of what looked like a fantasy throne room. Where am I? I looked down at myself to stand, only to see my body as translucent as a ghost. Whoa! I jumped up to inspect my hands in sudden panic. I was see-through? Why? What's going on?
How dare they try to negotiate with me? Do they not know whom they speak to?
Hate this man. Who doesn't hate this man? I gasped and ran behind a nearby pillar away from the voice. The sound of his anger and words frightened every bone in my body, turning me into a frightened child.
My lord, please calm yourself.
I swear to God.
Calm? They're merely testing my resolve. I have more than half of a mind to send my greatest armies to take what should be mine. Insects in the way of my kingdom's expansion.
They merely asked for a marriage joining.
So I'm to bow to them and share my land that I have so rightfully conquered?
He looks so ass. I forgot about that. I peeked from behind the pillar to see a large demon covered in royal clothes. I wouldn't say this is royal, but okay. But buff enough to be a military commander. His rage practically emanated from his body as he growled at his servant.
They are willing to give their land to you, sire. All they ask is for one of your sons to marry their daughter, whom I might add is as beautiful as can be.
This is ridiculous. To suggest that I need their approval to take their land is beyond insanity. What makes them think I care about their precious daughter?
Did I mention that she is a prodigy of her kind, sire?
Now this will pique his interest.
A prodigy?
Yes, my lord. This succubus is a master of her skills in magic and mind manipulation. She is said to sway armies with a snap of her fingers, despite
I need more
being
chips.
as young as she is.
impossible.
If only it were, sire. This succubus is dangerous, but would be a great asset to have should we agree to this arrangement.
I love
The
sour
only
cream and
reason she
onion.
cannot phase you, my lord, is because you are the strongest demon in the plains.
Is this supposed to change my mind?
Yes, my lord.
You are doing a terrible job at convincing me.
My apologies, sire.
This is so silly. Then again, this entire game is kind of silly. I was lost. I could tell they were talking about Diana, but why?
Father.
I quickly turned my head to see another demon who looked like a mere child staring at the demon commander on the throne. Father.
Raystrow, have you finished your training?
I'm sorry, they're fuck-ass names!
Then what do you want?
I want to be with my brothers the best of the day, Father.
The demon commander walked to the young boy and gripped his hair, picking him up from the ground and forcing him to look up at his snarl. The young demon, however, looked unfazed.
Arrogance. Why should I allow you to be with them? I should kill you for your lack of respect to me.
It's your firstborn, come on.
Because I want to be with them, Father.
I could only stare as the young demon faced his father, despite the massive difference between them. This young demon seemed weaker and easy to kill versus the demon commander. Why would this man kill his son, though? Was this commander that ruthless? However, I wasn't expecting him to laugh and release the young demon.
Good! Assertive even in the face of danger. That is why you are my favorite son.
I'm sorry, that's kind of funny. Oh my god. I could only stare wide-eyed as the commander placed his hand on the demon's shoulder.
Very well. Go. Tomorrow, you will show me your training.
What kind of training is it? I'm very curious at this point. The little demon grinned wildly before running off.
I have a thought.
Yes, my lord?
Yes, my lord. So that's gonna be a stim!
As old as your fifth, sire.
Wait a second. There are 5 of them, right? But they're not that much of an age difference, I believe. Oh my god, Sam is 3rd, and Matthew is barely a year younger than him. So Damon is probably a year younger than Sam. Then the question is how much younger Sam is to James. Anyway, whatever.
Do you believe this proposal is worth it?
Why are you asking him?
Yes, sire.
Again, why are you asking him?
Tell those insects that they are safe for now. I will consider their offer.
I forgot he said that.
Sire, are you certain?
You just insist!
Did I stutter? Now go!
The demon servant quickly ran off, but as soon as he passed the pillar I was hiding behind, he, along with the commander, vanished into thin air. What happened? I didn't get the time to try and figure that out before the demon who looked around oh fuck. Okay, let me redo that for a second. I have a piece. Okay. What had happened? I didn't get the time to try and figure that out before a demon who looked around my age walked into the room reading a book. Is that?
Raystrow, your nose is stuck in those books. Will you not lift your head up from them once in a while?
I'm sorry. That voice. I circled around the pillar to see a second demon leaning against another pillar, smirking at Raystrow.
Aren't you supposed to be with your mother practicing the harpsichord?
What the fuck is a harpsichord? Hold on. This is a very good question I've had for a while. I don't even think I actually googled what the fuck a harpsichord is. Wait, how the fuck do you spell it? Chord. Is it just... It's just a fucking piano. Isn't that basically just a fucking piano? Versus a piano. What's the difference? The harpsichord plucks its strings using a tiny picture while the piano strikes its string. Ah, okay, there is a difference. Never mind. It looks like a piano. There's still a difference.
I am, but I had a feeling that you were in danger.
Oh yeah.
In danger? What are you...
Attack!
The bonk. I fucking love this funky ass music, it's so good. All of a sudden, 3 shadows sip through the room. Oh fuck, hold on. All of a sudden, 3 shadows sipped through the room and slammed into Raystrow, forcing him to fall to the ground and drop his book. As the side cleared for me, there were 3 other demons in a dog pile with Raystrow at the bottom.
No way! You haven't had a break in months from those stupid books. It's time for punishment!
Death by brotherhood! No more reading!
No more reading!
I told you that you were in danger.
Sillies. I love my sillies. I suddenly knew who these demons were. It's the boys. Even in the demon world, their brotherly connection was astounding. They were merely younger versions of themselves. One of the demons, who I assumed was Matthew, grabbed the book from the floor and opened it, reading it mockingly.
How can you read this, Raystro? It's all about war strategy. It's boring.
I have to, Zakaru. Get off!
Fucking phenomenal voice acting.
So one thing you need to know about strategy. Kill them all. Take no prisoners.
Of course he would say that.
You sound just like father.
Sorry, I forgot about that line. Sometimes they have such good voice acting, and sometimes it's like, did you make the silly, like, intentionally? You sound just like father! Holy shit, that's gonna end up being a stim. Fuck. I couldn't help but giggle. It was cute to see them acting childish with each other. Eventually, James managed to push his brothers off him and stand, brushing himself off.
You all are reckless.
Hot meat kettle.
At least we have fun.
It's true. You haven't been with us in weeks. Don't you think it's time for a break?
I'm sure father won't mind.
But I have to... I know you want to, Raystrow. Damn it.
What is going on here?
Hello. I shot my head to the voice to see the commander, aged a little, staring at the boys with his arms across his chest. Damien quickly dashed and hid behind Sam, peeking over his shoulder to see the large commander.
Nothing is going on. We just passed by each other.
Then why does your brother have your book?
Who says it's my book?
I was showing him what I was learning, Father.
Return to your studies, Raystrow. The rest of you out of my sight. Do not disturb your brother again.
Oh my god. I could only stare as James gently took his book, and without looking at his brothers, returned to reading. The commander walked past the remaining brothers, growling at Sam and Damien before leaving the room. What was up with that?
Don't worry about it. We'll find a way to get him back.
I don't know. He's on a very tight leash.
You think?
Ezreal, you're quiet. What did you hear?
I keep forgetting what their demon names are.
He's going to a negotiation meeting. He's going to arrange a marriage.
A marriage? For who?
Who do you think?
It must be for one of us.
Sam's a fucking
He
idiot.
hasn't decided who will marry her. It's a girl from a kingdom he wants to take over.
But that's uncharacteristic of him. Usually he'd just attack with the army.
Yeah, well.
Whatever the case is, one of us is getting married.
What about Ray Strau? He's the eldest.
It would make sense, but having a succubus marrying one of us means that she'll be practically married to all of us.
I'm wondering how that makes sense, but
Well, what should we do?
yeah, I still don't see how that makes any sense. Before the conversation could continue, the boys vanished into thin air, fading into different colored mists. They were replaced by an older Damien and Matthew sitting with each other in the middle of the throne room.
Do you think we should?
Oh my god, fucking jump scared for a second. I forgot.
I really want to.
Of course you would.
I want to as well. Still, it'll be hard to convince Raysturo, since he's the one about to be married, and he's the favorite.
We don't know that, Zakeru. Maybe she's set to marry you.
No way! I don't want to get married.
I don't think you'll have a problem with that baby face of yours.
I'm not gonna comment on this. I looked over to see Sam joining the duo, crossing his arms and raising an eyebrow at his brothers.
What are you two talking about?
Of course he would say it like that.
We got into contact with the human world again.
How the fuck you manage that?
Come on, Ezreal. You give humans too much attention.
No way, you gotta listen. They apparently have stores and books and schools and stuff.
So what? It's full of humans who piss on each other for no reason. They're no better than the devil spawn.
Bro, you piss on each other for no reason all the time.
Nuh-uh, the one we were talking to wasn't like that.
How do you know, Zakeru?
How do you know?
I do.
How do you know, Sam?
What is going on here?
It's kind of jarring seeing him without the glass. Why the fuck does he have glasses in the human world if he doesn't here? I'm just wondering. Are they fake glasses? He's been lying. Oh, damn.
They want to go to the human world.
Human world.
Human world?
Raysturo, think about it. You won't have to marry that girl and be the heir anymore. You could be with us, and we can make lives for ourselves in the new world.
Now you're just talking nonsense.
You're talking nonsense all the time.
I vote that we do it.
If you could only see the face that I'm making right now.
Huh? Oh, not you two.
Oh, hell yeah.
Think about it. This may be our chance to finally get away from this political nonsense we're stuck in. We may be nobles, but we're still our own beings.
Ristrao is in.
What? Ezreal!
Woo! So how do we get there?
Good question!
You don't even know how we'd get there.
A simple spell should work, but it would require someone from the human world to help us get there.
We can ask him.
Oh, he'd definitely help us.
The Wizard of Oz.
I'm not so sure about...
We're going to see the Wizard.
Raystral, aren't you tired of pleasing Father all of the time?
I am, but...
If you stay, you'll be married off and become ruler of Father's kingdom. You'll have no time for yourself or with us, and you'll be constantly at war with the other realms for power. You'll most likely turn into the spitting image of Father.
Yay. Great.
What he's saying is, get your head out of your ass and let's go. If you don't say yes, I'll drag your princely ass with us. I don't care what that bastard of a father wants.
Come on, Raysturo.
All right, let's do this. What's the plan?
Your mom. Okay. I couldn't believe what was happening. I was seeing the history of their lives before my eyes. They were nobles, and James was the heir to the kingdom the commander ruled. Even more so, he was going to be married to Diana? They sacrificed everything to leave and be together. They'd rather be free than remain in their noble roles. I started to feel a little jealous. They were able to leave while I was expected to be what my father wanted me to be. Okay, that was a little stiff. How they were able to leave was... Wait a second. How they were able to leave was uncertain still, but I knew I would learn in time. I closed my eyes and mentally asked Damien to end the vision. As soon as I asked, the world around me slowly vanished. And I was brought back to the bedroom where I sat with my head nestled in Damien's hands. My vision began to clear, letting me fully see the boys around me, all with concerned faces.
So, you now know exactly who we are.
Diana's the girl you were arranged to marry?
Not anymore. Once we left, the arrangement was broken. With no sons to marry off, her dad couldn't go through with the marriage deal.
You stop speeding.
If Diana is here for us, that means she's trying to save her kingdom from being attacked.
That's not true. She wants to rule our kingdom. Having one of us will give her the right to our kingdom, as much as we'd have right over hers.
Okay.
So she's a gold digger.
Whoa!
With a kingdom like ours, what succubus wouldn't want to marry us for it?
Eric, shut your fucking mouth! I love you, but I will shut you up. It all made sense. She wanted them so she could finally take over an opposing kingdom. She knew that. Despite her powers, she wouldn't be able to fight against their father. So she had to find another way in. That manipulative... Before I could continue, I felt my head suddenly get heavy and dizzy. I gripped my head, mewling under my breath. What the...
I took too much. I'm so sorry.
Rest now. There's no need to do anything more today.
The boy suddenly rushed over and helped me lay back down, as my vision painted with white polka dots. I needed sleep badly, instantly. I closed my eyes and let darkness consume me. After what seemed like hours, I finally woke up, slightly refreshed. My body knew that if I slept any longer, I'd be up all night, which was not part of the plan for the day. I rubbed my eyes and sat up. Letting a soft groan escape my lips in response, something beside my bed shuffled, causing me to look over. I didn't know what I was expecting. Beside me, sitting in a chair beside the bed, was Eric, rousing himself up to see me awake. I smiled, seeing his slightly ruffled hair and tired eyes.
You're awake, princess. That's a relief. How do you feel?
Like kissing you, stupid. Better. Eric nodded before he gently reached over and placed his hand over mine, running his thumb over my knuckles and examining my face with soft sadness.
I must apologize, princess. To see you be hunted by both demons and devils, I feel entirely responsible.
Ever so dramatic. Eric, it's not your fault.
No, forgive me, but I can't stand the thought of them hurting you. If we had never come, you'd never be in danger.
I quickly reached over and put my finger on his lips, stopping him from going any further. I didn't want to hear anymore. Eric, it's okay. I wanted to help you out. I offered to let you stay. Nothing is your fault. I gently moved my hand to cup Eric's cheek, staring at him with concern. I didn't want him to hold guilt in his mind about this a whole ordeal. Diana was desperate, and she'd hunt anyone for them. It wasn't his fault she was desperate enough to hunt them down. However, I was curious. So, Eric, you're a noble. Eric chuckled before he stared at the hand he was caressing with a soft smile.
Yes, I'm a noble. My brothers and I are nobles. Well, I guess I should say were now, shouldn't I?
Depends on how you look at it. Were.
James was the demon prince when we lived in the Abyssal Plains. The others and I were simply nobles living in the castle, simply because of our bloodline. Should James fail or die, we were the replacements. Well, we didn't want to live like that, as simply replacements over our brother. So we all wanted to leave and be an actual family.
What was it like while you were there?
Well, to put it simply, it was boring. James was constantly being trained while the rest of us had to constantly entertain ourselves without disturbing him. I, however, was also being trained under the guidance of my mother.
Your mother?
Yes, she was a lovely woman. I never knew what she looked like.
Oh, right, because that made no sense. How could he not know what his own mother looked like? Eric, as if he read my mind, smiled and chuckled at the confusion on my face.
Our father had multiple wives. James, myself, Sam, and Matthew came from these very women. But tensions grew high when Damien was born outside our father's marriages. In order to quell the tension, our father had a powerful demon mage turn our mothers into simple, floating spirits.
Then how the fuck could your mom...
But they could not have physical form.
Then how the fuck could your mom instruct you with the harpsichord? That's horrible.
It is, but which is better? A house where the sons of the Demon Lord could have their birth mothers, or watching these very women claw at each other's throats out of jealousy, leaving the sons with no true parental guidance?
Henry VIII, anyone?
Our father didn't have time for anyone but James, so the rest of us needed someone to make sure we didn't grow up to be incompetent.
Okay, that was kind of funny, sorry. Eric had a point. It was horrid, but it was a logical point. I bit my lip and nodded in understanding. Eric gently brought my hand up to kiss my knuckles.
Would you like to see what I mean instead?
I stared, trying to understand what he meant. However, as the memory of when he showed me the Demon Palace replayed in my mind, I nodded and let my curiosity guide me. Eric smiled before simply holding out one hand to me and letting a small breath brush over his palm. Instantly, the flower Eric had given to me appeared in his hand, making him smirk and making me blush.
You kept it. Good.
Rolling my eyes. Eric wrapped his fingers gingerly around the stem, giving it magic. Oh, fuck. Giving it the magic it had been given before, and casting an aura like a mirror before me. I peered in to see the castle main hall once again. The memory of being in that hall, albeit by magic, sent a small shiver down my spine. I watched, however, as a very familiar demon walked arm in arm with a woman with cat ears and a tail down the walkway.
Tiffy, my sweet kitten, you truly astound me. Whatever shall I do with you?
Stop it, you're making me blush.
But what if I want to make you blush? You're so much cuter when you blush, kitten.
Ah! Sorry, the word
Stop!
I hate that word being used in this context. Ugh. I felt my eye twitch in irritation. Why was Eric showing me this? Was he trying to spite me? I didn't want to see him flirt with demon girls. I already had some trouble with him flirting with me.
You sly incubus, you. I'll get in trouble for sure if I'm caught with you.
Then shouldn't we make the risk worthwhile?
Eric held the cat girl close to his body, looking about ready to kiss her. The girl, however, mewed and pulled away, giggling in almost cute embarrassment.
Such a bad incubus. So bad. I should go.
Ah, very well, you minx. Until we meet again.
Bombastic side-eye. The cat girl giggled before rushing out of the main hall, but not before Eric lowered his hand underneath her oh my god, hand underneath her tail as she turned and let it slide across his fingers as she ran off, making the cat girl jump in surprise. The girl playfully glared at Eric, who only pouted innocent lips in return before she exited. However, as the girl left the room, Eric's face went from flirtatious to almost ice cold. Eric let out a sigh, gently rubbing his hand to rid them of the fur that had caught on them, and rolled his shoulders.
Well, Mother, was that enough to please you?
I stared, shocked at the personality change. What the heck happened to Eric? He was flirty, charming, and almost disgustingly complimentary. But the Eric was I seeing in the mirror wasn't him at all. What the fuck is that sentence? A small red orb surrounded with a veil of purple mist entered the space, making my mind go blank. It approached Eric, glowing as it spoke.
Very well done, dear. Much better than I expected of you.
Thank you. You taught me well.
That I did. You must never forget, however, to always listen to your women. Serving them is your #1 priority. Should they be uncomfortable, you must step back and be as submissive as possible.
Well, as manipulative as this is in actuality, I think this says a lot about me.
Yes, Mother.
Good. Now, continue to woo that cat girl. Once she gives you her energy, then you can toss her back out. You don't need any pets hanging around when you find another girl.
As you wish, Mother.
Jesus. I stared in utter shock. The orb vanished, but Eric remained in the hall, letting out a sigh. He almost had a look of displeasure on his face. He looked tired as well, but something seemed off. It looked like he has a lot on his mind, but his closed mouth wouldn't let him speak them. He was submissive to his guidance. I turned away from the mirror to look at Eric beside me, who had a look of both sadness and guilt. It asked like, oh my god, it asked like puppy, admit. Huh? I think that's supposed to be a was. It was like a puppy admitting to chewing my favorite shoe, or a child stealing a cookie from a cookie jar. Eric stopped the magic, willing the mirror out of existence and letting it fade away in the air, before he looked to me.
She taught me well, at least what she could teach me anyway. That visage became habit, and now it's a natural persona to me. She taught me to always serve and make the women I met happy. She always said that was the true incubus way.
The true incubus way?
It makes sense, no? If I can please and serve any women I meet, then I can surely convince them to fully give their energy to me.
I began to see the mask Eric was wearing. He wasn't putting on airs because he was overly complimentary, or he was complimentary in order to gain trust and respect. That is smart.
It is. However, I know what you're thinking, Princess. I don't blame you for thinking what you are thinking of right now.
What am I thinking of? Then what am I thinking of right now?
Who am I exactly? If I am truly not as flirtatious as I act, then what do I act like, and will you be the next victim? I can assure you, Princess.
Fucking grab him by the collar and shake the living shit out of him. How can I be so sure?
Because, Princess, I don't deserve your trust or energy.
I would jump this man. I'm not sorry. I stared, my mind going blank. What did he mean? Eric lifted my hand again and gently caressed it, staring down at it.
You've done so much for me and my brothers. Sheltering us,
Fucking
letting us continue to live here.
Fuck off.
It may not seem like much, but to a family of brothers without anywhere to go, it means everything. I can't soil your gifts to us by taking anything from you. You've become so important and precious to us. To me. To take anything from you like that.
Bro, when I said you should serve, this is not what I meant. I watched it in speechless silence as Eric lifted my hand higher and simply laid his lips against it. I could feel his frown and felt his shame burning itself into my skin. It was pitiful. It was a pitiful sight, almost made my eyes water.
I could never do that to you.
Eric lowered my hand and lowered his head, ashamed. I couldn't help but feel my heart squeeze within my chest at the sight. He didn't want to hurt me. He truly cared. Eric let out a small sigh before looking to me, his face now clear of the flirtatious mask he bore for so long. He had a genuine, caring, and loving smile bared for me. This was the man inside the incubus who cared for me and wanted to be revealed.
Now, Princess, you must get some more rest. You aren't fully recovered, and dinner is a good scent to wake up to.
Again, I'm rolling my eyes. Eric smiled and gently pressed me back down onto the bed. Still a kiss. Kiss him! I couldn't let him leave without doing something. I quickly pulled Eric down to me, lifted my head, and gently kissed him, softly laying a hand on his cheek to keep his face close. Eric stared in deep surprise before hesitantly kissing me back, caressing my cheek and slightly melting at the touch of our lips. A soft sigh escaped his lips before he slowly pulled away with a smile. He gently licked his lips, making me go red in the face at the simple gesture. He let out a satisfied hum before nuzzling my forehead.
Sleep.
And with that, he stood up and left the room, leaving me to rest as per his request. I smiled to myself before relaxing into the mattress. There's the bitch! I suddenly tensed up. I felt... Can you stop driving in loud-ass cars in the middle of the night? Thank you. I suddenly tensed up. I felt majorly uneasy. Something wasn't right. I felt it in my core. She must be here. The thought of her in the house infuriated me beyond belief. Excuse me. I had to make sure she was not here. I rolled out of bed and quickly left my room, wandering the halls and listening closely. She was a demon, but I was listening very intently. There was no way she would have been able to sneak up on me. I know you're here. Where are you? I could feel myself growl. It wasn't a matter of fear that she'd take away the boys anymore. Her very existence had lit a fire of rage within my gut, which only grew as each day went by. This feud was getting on my nerves, and I knew it would not end well for one of us. I wasn't going to lose to that demon bitch.
Diana, what a pleasant surprise.
Bro, before we continue... Oh, shit. There goes my headphones. I kinda need to go and take a shit. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I need to refill my water bottle, and I need to use the bathroom. Wait. I swear to God, I've started stimming certain shit recently, and it's all because of my best friend. Anyway, let's get back into this shit. I got a chip bag, so my heart stopped. Diana was with Eric? My mind flew into slow motion, playing fake images of Diana trying to seduce Eric in my head to further fan the angry flame inside of me. What was even worse was the fact that Eric could play into Diana's flirtatious game. I instinctively followed Eric's voice and blushed wildly. I was approaching the bathroom. The door was open just a crack, wide enough to peek in without being noticed. I peeked inside to see Eric by the bathtub with Diana sitting on the sink looking to him.
Such a gentleman. You know how to treat a woman.
That I do. However, I'm afraid that my manners will not replace my sickening hatred towards you.
Iconic line! Most iconic shit I've ever heard.
I'm hurt. Wounded, truly. Is this how you really address a woman?
A woman you may be, but you are an enemy as well.
Pity.
And
here I thought I was going to offer you the chance to become something better than just a simple incubus.
What was Diana going on about? More than just an incubus? She was insane.
I highly doubt you have anything more than what I can have here in the human world.
How about becoming the next demon lord?
Mic drop. Again, one of the more iconic lines in this game. You can tell I love this game. I'm never gonna shut up about it. I froze. What did she mean? Becoming the next demon lord? The boys weren't in the demon world anymore. They had no claim to the throne anymore.
Becoming the next demon lord? You're overstepping yourself, don't you think? How can you know about who the throne goes to?
Technicalities.
Well, currently, I'm the contracted bride to the heir to the throne. Since the throne is open, it's available to any son of the demon lord's line.
Very bold statement.
Is that so?
Fuck, I love chips.
It is. You'll gain the throne, the land, and a bride to continue your lineage with.
Bro, I'm having 2 kids with that man. Shut up.
Life for an incubus like you.
I know I have sketches somewhere of the fact that I was like, because I pitched this to So because we were both fans of this game, right? And I was like, with Eric, I would have a daughter and her name would be Aurora. Because I think it's just really, it's really cutesy, it's really sweet. I could feel myself gripping my fists tightly in anger. How dare this girl try to convince Eric to return to the demon world? He ran away from it. He didn't have to go back. He shouldn't go back. My mind began to wander, imagining him saying yes. He would leave and the brothers would follow to bring him back. to bring him back. They'd be trapped because Diana would make sure they could never leave. Eric would be the new demon lord with Diana as his queen, and I'd lose him.
Sorry, but that actually...
What?
Oh, shit. Hold on.
Sorry, but that actually doesn't sound appeasing at all.
What? I felt surprise run down my body again. Did I hear Eric correctly? He denied her.
You dare deny?
Do not try to raise a tone to me. I am not as submissive as my training defines.
That's something I like about him. I could see the ethereal tendrils slowly form around Eric, taunting and threatening to strike at Diana.
You do not scare me. I can bring you to your knees and make you beg to return with me.
Such a cute bluff. You don't have enough power to do that, do you? Or else you would have already done it.
Eric smirked before making the tendrils fade away. Diana gripped the sink beneath her as Eric turned to adjust the shower head nonchalantly. Nonchalant king!
Besides, even if you did enthrall me, you wouldn't fully own me. I belong to her.
Oh my god.
The human girl? You must be joking. A human like her can't possibly provide you what you need. She is a human. You're
a demon! I felt the urge to storm in and shut her mouth. I would give away my position, but I was growing extremely tired of Diana. Hold your position. I don't even remember what my usual option would be, to be honest. I don't even think I know the best one. I didn't want to step in the wrong time. Eric could handle Diana. I trusted him enough to fight for me. I stood my ground and watched in silence.
Now you've annoyed me for long enough, and I'm in need of a shower. Will you leave?
If she leaves, can I step in? I'm sorry!
And if I don't want to?
I can just as easily have one of my brothers escort you out.
That's a fair point.
Impertinent, aren't you?
What the fuck does that word mean? I actually don't know. Hold on. I'm Googling. Impertinent. Not showing proper respect. Rude. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I mean, one would say you're impertinent for fucking barging into the bathroom when someone wants to go and take a fucking shower. Diana sighed before crossing her arms and leaning on one hip.
This was a complete waste of my time. I should have just enthralled your little human girlfriend and made her jump off a cliff.
I don't think that would have helped. Eric looked at Diana, glaring daggers into her soul, as she raised her arm up gently, as if to block his attempt to scare her.
Though, I'm not surprised she hasn't come out of her little hiding spot to come and defend you.
Oh, I'm sorry! He can defend himself! The fuck am I supposed to do? I'm a tiny little human! Diana then looked over in my direction, locking eyes with me. I froze in surprise. She knew I was there? Diana smirked as I stepped into the room.
Humans are such fleeting creatures. She can never fully and truly love a demon.
How do you know? I'm sure as hell not in it for the sex, because plot twist, I'm asexual. Ha! Bet you didn't think of that! Aha! You whore! Sorry. The fucking vine part of my brain has awoken. I think it all started with the fucking mint dude last time. Anyway. Diana then slid her gaze to Eric before sinking into the ground, the pentagram appearing around her feet.
Let me know when you figure that out, my dear. I'll come running.
I wouldn't say I haven't seen you running a single time. And with that, Diana vanished, leaving Eric and I alone in that room left in silence. I finally let her an air. I was unconsciously holding in my chest, relaxing from the ordeal. Eric stepped to me and held me gently, surprising me.
Are you okay, princess?
I nodded in response, unable to speak so immediately after being surprised. Eric let out a sigh, relaxing in the embrace. I gently placed my hands around him, returning the embrace slightly. I wasn't sure what to do. All of this was spinning in my head in circles before I decided to simply look up at the man holding me. Eric gently took and kissed my hand before he pulled away slowly, looking into my eyes to reveal a deep love that haunted his purple irises.
Come, I'll carry you back to bed.
Oh, I'll take that. Eric then wrapped an arm around my shoulders and lowered his other arm underneath my knees. I easily held on to him as he lifted me up like a blushing bride and carried me out of the room towards my room. Oh, you could say it's a princess carry? Nah. Eric was kind enough to know my mind and would not force the issue no matter what. He was too sweet, and I didn't deserve his kindness. Again, this is the reason why I fall in love with this character. Like, sure, the flirty blah 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 at first, and then I was like, holy shit. Holy shit, this man. Eric gently lowered me to my bed before petting my head with a loving smile. I was beaming in happiness. As Eric turned to leave, I slowly sank into the covers, relaxing. The sound of footsteps echoed before finally I was alone. I rested my head against the pillows, enjoying the cool they provided as I closed my eyes. I'll be ready when I'm ready. Will it be soon? Who knew? All I knew at that moment was I made a choice I felt was right.
I will not leave here empty-handed.
Yay. I tried to open my eyes at the sound, but I felt my eyes remain shut. I instinctively wanted to move, but my body felt frozen. What was Diana doing? I felt my body lift up from the bed, leaving me to hover and quake in fear. I wanted to scream, but my voice was frozen as well. I felt Diana move to angle her face over mine. I wanted to move away, but at the same time, I felt like I was blissfully melting in her gaze.
Well, if I can't return home with the boys, I might as well return home with the power to fight back.
Yay, Diana finally leaned in and kissed me. I tightened my eyes closed. I tightened my closed eyes, feeling the need to bite her lip, but finding no muscle in my face, listening to my mental commands. What was she doing to me? I didn't want to enjoy it, but every single nerve in my body was flaring in excitement and pleasure as she kissed me. I felt my energy drain slowly, but forcefully from my body. Was she using her magic to force my energy out of my body? It seemed like forever, but finally, Diana pulled away from the kiss with an audible lick of her lips. She lowered me back onto the patio and chuckled. For some reason, I could feel her presence. She felt stronger, more powerful. It was almost like looking at a new Diana. As I was lowered back into bed, Diana chuckled. I grew even more fearful. Was she going to go for the boys now? To my surprise, her presence vanished, and I felt at ease. It was like an on and off switch Diana pulled on me. Was this normal? Hell no! She was a major nut job. I relaxed slightly, trying to sleep again. Thankfully, I succeeded. The rest of the story can almost be passed over. With Diana gone, my life returned to normal, with school and friends not remembering what happened. It was as if magic never even appeared in my world. Eric cared for me and we remained close to each other. It was sweet, like a simple fairy tale ending. He didn't step over my boundaries and I deeply appreciated it. Eric remained faithful to me, living with me and serving me like a servant. That is okay. I needed help around the house anyway. It was almost funny to think about, a demon becoming a servant to a human girl. The others decided to leave of their own accord. They knew that my future would only need Eric at my side, so they each decided to start their own lives with the human world. In the human world, I can read. Eric understood perfectly and vowed to serve me well, wishing his brothers the best. I felt bad as well for being close to Eric, for being closer to Eric than the others, but they reassured me that I was okay and that they would remain nearby if I ever needed them. I was happy for that. But what of my future? Well, it was kind of made for me before I had graduated. James decided to step into the light of Anderson Toys Company, and with the help of his demon powers and leadership charisma, fuck, legendary reference, I'm sorry. With the help of his demon powers and charisma, he managed to influence not only the entire board, but my father as well into letting him run for CEO. I was beyond shocked. How James managed to do all of that was beyond me. But when the vote was called, James had taken over the company I was destined to have. He vowed to respect the wishes of the late CEO and keep the company and help the company become an even grander company. For a demon, it was simple to make a company grand. My grandfather would have been proud to see how James helped it shine. With the CEO position filled, my father had no choice but to let me decide my future, which made me happy beyond compare. No longer would I have the future scaring me into a corner. I would choose my life on my own. That being said, I was scared of where the future was going to take me. What did I want to do? Did I want to help James build the company? Did I want to venture off on my own? Eric reassured me that he would support me and help me through whatever I decided to do. I was grateful and would never forget that promise. I was happy and nothing could shake me down from that happiness. One morning, I woke up and took in all that had happened as if it were all a dream. The demons, the devils, the magic. It was surreal to believe. It almost frightened me to think that it could have all been a dream. My fears vanished, however, as a knock appeared at my bedroom door. Come in. The door opened to reveal Eric with a small tray of food for me. A vase with a red rose sat beside the hot plate of pancakes, eggs, and bacon, decorating my breakfast beautifully.
Good morning, princess.
I simply smiled. It wasn't a dream. I still had Eric. I still felt the magic in the air around me. I wasn't alone. Eric walked over and placed the tray on the bed across my legs.
I hope you had a good sleep.
I did. I had a dream about everything that happened to us. How we met. How you cared for me. Everything. It almost made me believe it was a dream. Eric smiled at me and got on one knee beside the bed, taking one of my hands in his.
Well, princess, if this is a dream, then I pray that it'll never end.
Eric gently kissed my hand, making my heart flutter slightly. His devotion to me was beyond my imagination. That was my happily ever after. Yay! Okay, now the question is if I want to continue the first game and do the other routes, or if I want to hop to the second game and just get Eric's route out of the way. Because guess what? I still haven't been able to get the happy ending on that. I don't know how I managed not to get it. No fucking clue. Anyway, we can see if I can manage that, maybe. I don't fucking know. We'll see. We'll see what I'm in the mood for. Because Eric's route is the only one I, like, properly ever play, like, through properly. Other than Damien, because again, I love Jonah Scott's voice acting in Seduce Me. It's really good. The thing is, we also, where's our... Because we also have the episode series. Like, we also have this entire shtick. Like, I'm just saying, there's a lot of possibilities. So yeah, we'll see what I'm in the mood for. I can probably just put Seduce Me on the schedule and see what I'm in the mood for playing. If I'm in the mood for doing something short or something longer. So yeah. I believe what I actually put on my schedule next was Amnesia Memories. Again, because I was editing the next schedule that I'm gonna be posting along with this video. Not that one. That one. Yeah, Amnesia Memories, and then Witches Bound, because those were the two games that I was missing. So yeah. I hope to see you guys next week. Don't forget to check out my other socials, along with keeping track of my posts here on YouTube in case I cancel anything, because life is crazy right now. So yeah, bye!